This is Metroid Prime Corruption, one of the flagship titles on the Nintendo Wii, released in 2007. It's a huge science fiction action-adventure game and a first-person shooter viewpoint that uses the Wii controller, which is very different than playing a shooter with the PlayStation or 360 controller. Pointing the Wiimote at the screen acts as your crosshairs, and you move Samus around using the thumbstick. I know that some people swear by the controls in this game and think that they're the greatest shooter controls ever. I don't really like the controls, but I love the imaginative world that they've created and set this game in. I should say imaginative worlds, because you go to lots of places in this game. It's a very big game. You get a lot of bang for your buck with this one. If you have a Wii, this game is excellent. Run out and find it. If you do not have a Wii, the question is it good enough to warrant buying one just for Metroid Prime Corruption? Can't answer that for you, although Mario Kart is probably reason enough for me. There's always convenient tunnels and conduits and pipes for Samus to roll in. It's amazing how that happens. If you do not have a Wii, it may be a bit awkward to pick up if you're used to PlayStation or 360 shooters because of the very different controls, but you do get used to them, although I don't think I ever became very good at aiming. Fortunately, you can lock onto targets using the Z button on the nunchuk. Metroid Prime Corruption is probably the best looking and smoothest game that I've played on the Wii. If I have any real criticism, it's that it makes a lot of other games look bad. The Wii graphics may not be as sharp or realistic as the PS3 or 360, but it's perfectly capable of outputting a beautiful game that plays extremely well. Games like this and Mario Kart Wii should show that. It's just that many other games on the system are nowhere near the same technical quality of this one. This is a huge adventure game, and for those of you not familiar with the Metroid Prime series, it's not really just about shooting everything in front of you. It's about figuring things out. You need the right tool for the job. If you're looking for a shooter where you just waste mindless hordes of enemies, this isn't really the game. Metroid Prime Corruption is more like a futuristic Indiana Jones. I spent most of my time playing the game exploring the environments and trying to analyze things and figure them out, how to get from point A to point B, and there is shooting in the game. There's bad guys and end bosses. Your character has to uncover things and find weapon upgrades. I couldn't reach certain locations without having the freezing missile, so I could freeze the lava and then step on it. She turns into a pinball and can roll from various parts of the screen to other parts of the screen. It's all really well made. I remember when the first one came out in 1987 for the NES. I still have my copy. It's a great game. It was the total opposite of Super Mario Bros. Because it was dark and it was science fiction in space. The art design in the Metroid series has always been impressive, and this one looks great. You go through many sections in the game which are more puzzle solving than anything, where you have to activate various devices or uncover things. Sometimes it's easy to get stuck, and it's not just a straightforward game. You frequently have to backtrack to do things, knock something over to grab on it and swing somewhere else. If you like adventure games and puzzles and some problem solving in a game that mixes it up, it's not just one style the whole way through the game.
We put you in great danger. We are sorry.
You don't just go from the blue tunnel to the red tunnel. I mean, it really immerses you in different worlds, which is, I think, really the coolest part of Metroid Prime Corruption. For those of you that have a Wii, Metroid Prime Corruption is an extremely popular game, so it's affordable and easy to find new and used copies today. Some of the controls are pretty cool, like when you grab onto something to swing and fling your nunchuck. There's certain enemies that you have to grab their shields and use the nunchuck and pull them off by thrusting your arm backwards. Other times, the Wii controllers seem to be used in the most inane ways, like pulling a lever. A button would work just fine for that. I like science fiction space adventures. I think Metroid Prime Corruption is a cool game. I'm not really hot on puzzle solving, so I tend to prefer more of this style where you just wreck everything with laser beams and explosions. But you know, that's just me. I think that Metroid Prime Corruption shows what the Wii can do. It's well made, it's totally playable, the controls make sense, they're responsive, and it looks great. The Wii needs more games like this.